Yeah, man. Shout out to Dante from Dante's Boxing Nation. This is how I found about this story, but I definitely got to talk about this, man. You know, the system of racism, white supremacy works how it should work. You're rewarded for being a white supremacist, and this is exactly what happened with this troglodyte bastard, Hulk Hogan, who was reinstated to the WWE Hall of Fame. Now, I must say, you know, back in the day, I'm 38 years old. Back in the day, in the 80s, early 90s, I was a big wrestling fan when it was known as WWF. I was a big Hulk Hogan fan. At that time, obviously, I didn't know anything about racism, white supremacy, the 9 areas of activity, economics, education, entertainment, labor law, politics, religion, sex, and war, how it works, how black people are victims of racism, white supremacy, and we have been oppressed and victimized and disenfranchised and subjugated for over 500 years. I didn't understand it. I was just a kid enjoying entertainment, right? And, you know, back in the day, I had my little wrestling fanboy-isms, following, you know, Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Sid Vicious, those just to name a few. Back in the day, I actually went to, I remember like back in like 91 or 1990 or something like that. I went to a wrestling event with one of my friends, and I saw The Undertaker live. When I saw The Undertaker, I was like, damn, that's the biggest dude I've ever seen in my life. He was so tall, you know. But yeah, that just shows you how far back I go with wrestling, you know, for my age. But nonetheless, all along that, since I was a kid, I didn't understand how racism, white supremacy works, and that all white people are suspects of white supremacy until proven otherwise. Now, Hulk Hogan is a flat-out white supremacist. He said it in this particular transcript here. All right? He said it right here. In this transcript. This was back in 2015, and this was an off-the-record conversation that he had, right? So here I'm gonna read some quotes from what he said back in 2015. He says, quote, "I mean, I do have double standards. I mean, I am a racist to a point. Fucking niggers." Hogan said, according to the 2 publication sources, quote, "But then when it comes to nice people and shit and whatever," says here the transcript got worse from there. Quote, "I mean, I'd rather if she was going to fuck some nigger," which is he's referring to his daughter, Brooke Hogan, "I'd rather have her marry an 8-foot tall nigger worth $100 million like a basketball player," Hogan reportedly said. "I guess we're all a little racist. Fucking nigger." And then from that transcript, WWE terminated its contract with Hulk Hogan, aka Terry Bollea. I guess that's his real name, Terry Bollea. Because of those racist remarks, right? And again, like, and again, shout out to Dante's Boxing because I posted on his video when he talked about this particular incident. I said this is exactly what we need, though. We need more white troglodyte Neanderthal bastards like this to show us who our enemies, oppressors are. We need more of this. We don't need no more covert, cold talk. You know, we need to understand who you are so that we can mass forces together and understand that, hey, man, we need our own. We don't need to work for them. We don't need to, you know, we don't need to rely on their resources because they have been disrespecting us for over 500 years. We have worked for free without reparations for over 500 years without any compensation whatsoever. And they're still mistreating us. We're still subjugated. We're still disenfranchised, etc. We should have our own. So this allows us to actually think about that. At least think about it, especially the people who, especially the black folks who don't even understand how racism, white supremacy works. Right? And the black wrestlers, and you know, I haven't followed wrestling in like over 20 years, so I don't know who these new wrestlers are, but apparently some black wrestlers felt some type of way that are with WWE. I believe it's a group called The New Day or something like that. The New Day, a couple of wrestlers by the name of Kofi Kingston. I guess they're a group or a trio. Kofi Kingston. The group is Kofi Kingston, Big E, and Xavier Woods. And they wrote a statement, which the only thing you can do, you're an employee of a white-owned company, and you're being disrespected, and you're basically being mistreated like you're a subhuman, like you're 3/5 of a person, right? And forget about the ratification about, the 14th Amendment. It's still there. Why? Because we're still being mistreated. But that's neither here nor there. They wrote a statement saying, we're not going to, basically, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but just to give you a synopsis of what they were talking about. King to Kofi of the New Day, he mentioned that, he wasn't going to, he expressed his displeasure of Hulk Hogan being reinstated in the WWE Hall of Fame, but he wasn't going to attack Hulk Hogan with the same kind of hatred, that he did towards black people, right? And again, that's the only thing we can do. We're powerless Negroes who can only write letters and protest. We can only wish to have and that's what we can do, is wish to have a system of justice. A system of justice is involving and encompassing all 9 areas of activity. That's economics, education, entertainment, labor law, politics, religion, sex, and war. Meaning that these laws, legislation, these statutes benefit black people. If you're classified as black or African American, they will benefit black people, and then they're not slighted towards the dominant white society. Basically means we need our own. So this group, the New Day from WWE, all they can do is complain. Hulk Hogan's already been reinstated for and rewarded for being a white supremacist and embraced by fans. He needs a second chance for being a racist. It doesn't matter what he said. It was a mistake. It's not a mistake. This is how white people feel. This is embedded into their DNA. All right? This is how they feel. Right? And so, with Hulk Hogan being rewarded to be a white supremacist with a white supremacist organization, and I believe it's still owned by Vince McMahon, who is also a white supremacist as well. Facts. The system is working as it should. As it should. Bottom line. All right. Man, look at this shit. Marlon Wayne's kissing on Hulk. Okay, Marlon. You definitely deserve a Coon Award for that shit. I don't care when the photos were taken. This was taken back in 2014. It's been known that Hulk Hogan's been a racist for a long ass time. A racist white supremacist. It's been known for a long ass time, for like decades. So I don't know what you're doing kissing up on this dude back in 2014. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so like I said, with Hulk Hogan, he has been awarded and reinstated into the WWE Hall of Fame. He has been rewarded for being a white supremacist. His fans embrace him for being a white supremacist. Even some of his black fans, right, who, are following him on social media, they're not going to say they're black, but they are black. Embrace this, because those are the coons who have those mental disorders like Stockholm syndrome, cognitive dissonance, post-traumatic slavery disorder. Right? Those are the too far gone coons who can't be saved. But everybody embraces this who follow Hulk Hogan. They embrace this, and they know he's a white supremacist. They are implicit in being and following and empowering the system of white supremacy. That's who they are. And so that is the system that we live in. The system of racism, white supremacy. And again, in order to eradicate this, we need a system of justice. And that encompasses us controlling and owning all 9 areas of activity. Each one. Until then, all we can do is complain, protest, and write letters about stuff like this. When one of us gets shot for being unarmed, all we can do is protest, march, complain, and hope for the best. That's all we can do. And pray also, right? That's all we can do. That's all we can do. Because we're powerless Negroes. Until we have our own. Bottom line. All right. So those are my thoughts about this story, family. Leave your comments down below about this Hulk Hogan being reinstated for being a white supremacist into the WWE Hall of Fame. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, family. Until next time, make sure you follow me on social media at GMOGMediaTV. All links are down below in the description. Also, check out my sports channel, GMOG Sports TV. All right, family. Until next time, Chauncey, a.k.a. the Black Separatist, signing out.